here at the MGM Grand in 1994. Pacquiao, folks, would be the oldest fighter to win a world title below the light heavyweight limit. And of course, Manny Pacquiao, one of those once-in-a-generation type fighters, the only, as you pointed out, 8-division champion in boxing history who's delivered nothing but excitement in his 30-year career. Later tonight, we got a stacked prelim card for you here on Prime, featuring Mark Magsayo, former champion. Gary Russell Jr., the former featherweight champion, is back as well. Let's go ringside to the man who will call all the action. And here's my ESPN colleague, and filling in for my main man, Mauro Ronaldo, is Bernardo Osuna.
In soccer terms, you would say I'm on loan from ESPN for this wonderful fight card. It'll be action-packed, and it's really a privilege to be joining 3-division world champion Abner Mares and combat sports specialist Brian Campbell on this call. Look, Manny Pacquiao's a sentimental favorite. This guy still draws a crowd if we look at what happened at yesterday's weigh-in. But in the end, he's 46 years old, looking to become a world champion. But nobody's done this more times than him. Nobody's defied the odds. Bring his name in boxing's record book, and don't be improbable in Manny Pacquiao. But Abner, what are the realistic expectations of what we expect to see from Manny Pacquiao?
Listen, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, you expect the unexpected. If there is anyone that can prove us wrong, it's Manny Pacquiao, because he's done the unthinkable. I mean, 108 all the way to 54, 8-division world champion. Who does that? Beat Keith Thurman, and he beat Adrian Broner at the age of 40 years old. When these fighters were in their prime, who does that? So when people tell me that he's looking great, he's looking strong in his training camp, and he's outrunning these young kids, trust me, if he's at 75 or 80% for this fight, Mario Barrios is in for trouble.
Hold up, Abner. As much as I don't mean to rain on the feel-good, nostalgic parade of the Manny Pacquiao comeback, we got to put some respect on the champion's name. At 30 years old, Mario Barrios is in his physical prime. He's the tallest opponent Pacquiao will ever have faced. And oh, by the way, he retired Dennis Dugas 2 years ago in his biggest win, the last fighter to defeat Manny Pacquiao. And if the sculpted abs of Barrios on Friday's scale is any indication, him and head trainer Bob Santos have concocted a high-octane game plan to make Manny Pacquiao have to earn every bit of history he's reaching for later this evening. While the counterattack for that is Freddie Roach says expect a quick start from Manny Pacquiao. Let's get things started with the Philippines versus Mexico theme that will take us off the card tonight. Then he had to take on Ray Vargas, lost that fight. Brandon Figueroa, who will also be on tonight's card, but here he is trying to fight his way back into world title contention. And Bernardo, at age 30, Magsayo really thinks this is a second chapter in his career, saying that his losses at featherweight were largely due to the dehydration from his weight cut. He expects to be at full form this evening and moving forward in this division.
Yeah, Mark Magsayo, known by his speed, pressure, sidesteps. I mean, he's a really explosive fighter.
Early on in his career, he was trained by Freddie Roach, still within the wildcard stable, where now he is trained by Marvin Somodia, who is the right hand of Freddie Roach. And because of the fact that both are Filipinos, they said it's just easier to communicate and really get to the next level together. Explanation there from Magsayo.
Yeah, that's one thing about Magsayo. He sets up his combinations with that jab. Really brilliant.
Ooh, nice straight right hand on the counter from Mark Magsayo early on, trying to establish his dominance against the fighter out of Guadalajara. And for Jorge Mata, you talk about a big opportunity here. As an uppercut from Mark Magsayo splits the guard. This is his first fight in the United States after 25 in Mexico, and his first fight against a current or former world champion.
Yeah, Mata's got to be careful. He can't just throw 1 or 2 punches. He's got to do a combination, because Magsayo is counter-punching every single shot.
And Magsayo just being very efficient. You see the variation in his punches. He's been efficient with the jab, the right uppercut, the straight right hand, and he's really making Mata pick his poison.
Nice left hand by Magsayo.
Here goes Mata with an overhand right, partially deflected by Magsayo. There's a body shot from Magsayo, trying to wear down the fighter from Mexico. And a hook from Mata.
And Mata's a strong fighter. He will stand toe-to-toe with you. I mean, you see it right now, Magsayo letting some good combinations, but again, Mata's still there.
Ooh, nice 1-2 from Magsayo again, partially blocked by Mata. But you can see that Magsayo is just centimeters away from landing a big shot here. Look, Magsayo has always believed in his power. He's athletic. And to see him coming in now at this weight class with that full gas tank, you see that confidence continue to build. Abner, we look at it, 4 pounds, okay, but as a fighter, what type of difference is it?
No, it's a big difference. Listen, I went up from 118 to 122 to 26, and it slows you down a bit, you know? So you got to prepare yourself. It's not just skipping a weight class from 1 week to another. You got to prepare for it.
¿Va? No dejes que se crezca, traes también con químico, no trae mucho. Es la trabajar por bien cerrado, güey. Si cuesta te va a golpear contra golpeado, nosotros ya lo hemos trabajado ya en la ciudad.
We are going to see a replay of Magsayo's effective jab and counter-punching. Beautiful jab there, right where Mata was going in. Straight jab from Magsayo.
Magsayo was inspired to start boxing while watching Manny Pacquiao defeat Marco Antonio Barrera. And just like Canelo used to sell paletas in Guadalajara, Magsayo used to sell ice cream in the Philippines. And you know, he specifically said on the inspiration of Pacquiao, he was inspired to get his own family out of poverty, like Manny did, and to bring honor to his country. And when you talk to Magsayo, he doesn't go a sentence without mentioning Manny's name or his homeland of the Philippines. Only difference is he's an orthodox fighter. But here we go, the exchange in the center of the ring. Mata proven to be game, and Magsayo just a little bit more quick and precise with his punches. Straight right to the body.
All these fighters, they want to simulate Manny Pacquiao's style, even though he's a right-hander right here. He's so explosive like Manny. He's quick. He's got really hard punches.
And look, Mata, as we mentioned, is there to be found. He's an action fighter who will stand in front of you, but that has left him open for that explosive right uppercut so far from Magsayo.
And just like Pacquiao, Magsayo is not afraid to leap in. Ooh, nice body shot after missing with the left hook from Magsayo. Digging shot to the liver.
I like that. He missed that left, and he made sure he landed that body shot.
You might be able to move your head, but guess what's going to be pretty stationary? It's going to be that midsection. Nice body shot from Magsayo, partially blocked by the elbow of Mata, and he lands his left hook over the top.
Here comes some pressure from Mata now.
Look, we knew this entire card would be a lot of potential for all action. This fight's starting off very well.
Talk about these guys setting the tone. Mexico, Philippines, a burgeoning rivalry in the sport of boxing. And you can see why. Both cultures have a lot of heart, different skill set, similar roots.
Oh, work out, let him go. There you go.
Good feint right there from Magsayo. But he had to come back with something.
You can certainly see the maturity in Magsayo's game. It used to be a lot more about aggressiveness, athleticism, explosion. A lot more polish and intent in what he's looking to do here under Marvin Simodio.
Yeah, he's definitely a thinking man in there. He's waiting for the right time. He's waiting for the opening. He's moving back right now. Again, the same thing because Mata's being aggressive as well.
Magsayo connected to the body and went straight back. And that's a dangerous proposition against a power puncher like Mata.
The jab's landing good for Mata.
Yep, that was a great counter jab. Good floater there from Magsayo, and here comes the answer from Mata.
Good back and forth this round. All in the center of the ring. You haven't heard referee Robert Hoyle's name mentioned one time.
Is there a referee in the ring tonight? That's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, you want to keep it clean.
The corner did want Mata to take the initiative, to pressure more, to put Magsayo on the back foot and see if he can fight on the back foot.
Oh yeah, he's definitely doing that in this round. I want to see a little bit more body work though from Mata while he's pressing.
There's a nice right hand over the top from Mata. Magsayo got a little bit too comfortable, thinking he was out of range, and he wasn't. Nice left uppercut from Magsayo.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
It's a counter punching from Mata in this last round. Really good
Mata.
We're listening to Marvin Simodio with his charge, Mark Magsayo.
Okay? Huwag kang focus sa isang tutok. Kasi pagtapos mo, nagkapangkos siya. Kailangan kong bilisan. Tagtad. Dapat, tagtad. Kailangan, ganun. Dali ka. Wag lang. Pero sa sparring yan. 1-2-1, atras, 1-2-2. Gulo. Okay, wag pa isa. Focus ka sa speed mo. Okay.
And here we're going to see a flurry from Magsayo. Beautiful combination. And he's so great. He's good at that. But then again, he pulls back. And it was a counter punching from Mata. He's timing perfectly with that left hook. And that was a really good round for Mata.
Round 4 of a scheduled 10th-round super featherweight attraction. Bernardo Osuna alongside Abner Mares and Ryan Campbell. And look at the speed from Mark Magsayo at the outset of the 4th round. Body shot from Magsayo. Those are ripping shots downstairs.
Yeah, I want to see the sidestep though from Magsayo. You're done throwing the combination. Little sidestep. Don't step back.
Big right cross there from Magsayo.
Create another opening.
There it is. Lead right in. Up jab from Magsayo. Left hook. And you're seeing Magsayo sitting on his punches here and not allowing Mata to answer.
I like that. He's taking the initiative. He's being first. And why let Mata get off if you can? So you got to keep throwing if you're Magsayo. Again, jab, keep him.
Oh, right uppercut from Mark Magsayo. I don't know how Mata was able to take that shot, but those are the ones that are really going to do the damage. The liver shot from Mark Magsayo as he's got Mata pinned against the ropes. Blood emanating from his nose.
That right uppercut is the most dangerous in the arsenal of Magsayo. He feels like he has his opponent hurt here.
It took him 3 rounds, and this is the 4th round. You talked about it, Brian. Him being so more poised, being relaxed, studying the fighter, and I think he saw that. He saw that once he started pressuring, letting his hands go, he's so effective.
You know what? I can read Abner's mind right now.
Combinations with the explosiveness, but again, you want to keep Mata busy. And how do you do that? You jab, you keep him busy, even if it's not a hard jab. There it is. You keep him entertained with that.
If Magsayo does not pick up an adjustment for that counter right hand, it could be trouble as this fight progresses.
The shots you're able to take early on in the night all of a sudden start to hurt a little bit more. You don't see them as well. Nice right uppercut. That's why the body work that Abner mentioned is so important. You see the body work there from Magsayo, but he leaves himself open for a counter left.
You already see that you got a hard fighter in front of you that is taking everything. All right, you got to be smart of it. You got to set up the punches, break them down, break that body.
Mata enters with plenty of confidence, having a 5-fight win streak going into tonight, dating back to a split decision defeat 2 years ago to Jose Luis Hernandez.
That's the only time he's been dropped in his career. See how Magsayo's able to walk him back into the ropes, but immediately Mata's smart enough to get away from him.
Yeah, Mata always has an answer. He knows that Magsayo's going to come in with a lot of punches, but with the hands down. Perfect time to counter punch with that left.
Nice jab from both fighters. But you can see that Mata is thinking before he's throwing. Like, he's tentative here.
Oh, yeah. He's got a sharp jab, though. Strong jab, opening up that guard from Magsayo.
And it opens up the ability to throw that overhand right, which has landed all night, but so has the body work from Mark Magsayo.
Mata really making Magsayo think here. You can sort of visibly see that as he takes a step back to reset.
Making him think, making him work. I mean, Mata, again, great chin, big heart, and he keeps coming.
The thing is, Magsayo's thinking, all right, body work, he's taking my best shots to deliver. How about a jab? Okay, he's taking that. My right hand, okay. But we know, nice right hand there from Mata to close out this 5th round. We get to the midway point of this, our opener.
Dahil lamang pa rin tayo. Piyansa. Kailangan maintain mo yung activity. Hindi pwedeng hayaan mo siya mag-jump na mag-jump para mag-jump makita na. Ikaw dapat nang nakita sa mundo. Kahit mahina, basta may activity tapos sa labas. Yung hook straight mo, nandiyan pa natin. Pagkatapos kombinasyon, atras ka, ataka, hook straight. Pero mabilis, hindi yung pag-ganon. Saka, parang salatok lang. Tapos, dalang ulo. Apat na lang. Sagay na. 30 ng lang. So dito, ng 1.
Jorge Mata understands what a great opportunity this is for his career to face a former world champion in Magsayo. Man, he's taking some heavy leather from Magsayo, who lands solid right hand here and the right uppercut. I mean, Magsayo's coming out on a mission here in the 6th round after.
He came out guns blazing.
Big right hand from Magsayo.
And again, that's what you need to do. The guy is right in front of you. He doesn't throw unless you throw. He's trying to counterpunch you. So you throw, you land your hands, and you finish the body. That's what I want from Magsayo. Break this guy down. He's got a great chin.
Blood continuing to flow from the nose of Mata to those combinations.
I mean, you hear those thudding shots downstairs. You and I haven't taken it. What does that feel like, Abner?
Oh, it feels bad. Especially body shots, man. Those are the ones that hurt the most, really. Knocks your whole body.
Magsayo just having a great night tonight. But you see how repetitive he is, and the way you mentioned it, Abner, he ends up in the same spot, keeps moving back. Someone with more experience is going to take advantage of that.
There were times where Mata was landing that beautiful left. He was timing Magsayo when he was coming in. He would open up the guard, beautiful left hook, but the one that just landed a beautiful left to the body was Magsayo.
Those Magsayo body punches are snapping off of the midsection there, Mata.
Sorry, that was a right hook to the body, yeah.
That's the left hook from Magsayo. Corner Mata saying, hey, he's getting tired, go after him. But he's got to close that gap, and not this way, because Magsayo throws 3-1. And his punches are heavy tonight.
Another one of those counter right uppercuts from Magsayo.
Magsayo's a hard-hitting puncher. He's got 18 knockouts. I've seen him knock out guys fast. But he's got a great chin tonight.
And you can see it on him. He's determined. He's determined to make his name in this fight tonight.
And he's never been knocked down, according to his trainers, as he took a knee against Hernandez. But you can understand why, because he has been taking some shots from a world-class fighter, a man who's been in the ring with and beaten Gary Russell Jr., was in the ring against Ray Vargas and Brandon Figueroa, and he just digs downstairs with padding tensions, man.
And I think this was the problem when he fought Figueroa Magsayo, that he couldn't deal with the pressure. The pressure from Figueroa was effective because he was landing shots, he was throwing shots. Unfortunately, Mata in this fight, he's pressuring again, but no punches thrown. But not enough punches thrown.
There has to be effective pressure. You can tell Mata's been to war through these first 7 rounds.
Can you hold it? Okay, give me the towel. Medyo matigas ka lang. Bitawan mo yung suntok mo, ha? Kasi may isa lang pag na-miss, wala na.
This is exactly what I've been asking from Magsayo the entire fight. The body work. Beautiful body shot there from Magsayo. He opens up the guard. He sees that he's there. It's always a left hook upstairs, left hook downstairs. He's got to come back with another body shot. I think it's there for the taking. But again, landing really effective body shots, Magsayo. There it is, uppercut body shot. Again, if he were to land a little bit more body shots, he will break down Mata. I don't care how strong you are. There's not enough body shots you can take.
He's taken 21 minutes worth of body shots so far, but can he get to 30 minutes? Scheduled 10-rounder, Bernardo Osuna alongside Abner Mares, the 3-division champion. Our combat sports specialist, Brian Campbell, and at the desk, it is Brian Custer and Joe Goosen. Ringside reporter, Jim Gray. In other words, we got the full complement.
Hey, say, bro.
I'll tell you, you can smell Joe Goosen walking into the arena. And that's a compliment, by the way.
That is a compliment. You know he gifted me that same cologne that he got. He did. Because I told him, man, you smell so good. I got you.
Is that all it takes? Just compliment Joe and end up with whatever. Oh, nice body work there from Magsayo. Counter right hand from Mata. Magsayo cannot just stand there and admire his work.
No, his hands are down almost after every left hook to the body. If Mata can take those and time that counter right hand, he can continue to build success.
Yeah, again, I keep saying that. I'm repetitive. But if Mata was throwing more shots, it would be a long night for Magsayo. Thank God he's not. He's just in front of you. So let your hands go, Magsayo. Get off first, side steps. You're done throwing punches. You grab him, you turn him. That's it. Where you're standing right in front of Mata.
That's the right man who wins. Shutout on 2 of the scorecard. Mark Magsayo continues his path towards the world title. More action to come, but for now, we send it up to Brian Custer on the set with Joe Goosen.
Okay, Bernardo, thank you very much. Good win for Mark Magsayo, former world champion. 28th victory for him. Back here with the Hall of Famer Joe Goosen. Give me your thoughts what you saw of the former champion now campaigning AR at 130.
I loved it. I thought Magsayo looked great. But look, let me tell you, Mata was very competitive. He had a great counter right hand. He kept the early rounds close. But I think Magsayo, with the exception of maybe one middle round, swept the later rounds because he was more active. He threw a lot of shots. He was throwing combinations. And Mata was just trying to counter with 1 or 2 punches at a time. And Magsayo caught onto that and then would throw an additional couple punches after the initial combination. And that threw the counter punching off from Mata. So it was a great performance by Magsayo at this weight. But Mata is a very determined guy.
Yeah, this is a young man who's going to get some work here. I mean, making his debut. If you're somebody looking, you say, hey, that's a good guy I can throw in. If I got a guy I'm trying to develop, if I got a former champion who needs to fight, Mata obviously going to get some work going forward.
Yeah, and lastly, Mata, if he was busier, he could have even been in this fight more, but he let it slip away. He just wasn't busy enough.
So break it down here for me. Tell me what you saw out of Mark Magsayo as we take a look at some video.
Well, I'd love to see it. We got some video coming up. Here it is. Look, I mean, Magsayo, he was working left hand. See right there, that was the touch and go that we were talking about. But he throw, there's the combinations. And you saw the right hand trying to come back from Mata. And that went on most of the evening. That's a great right uppercut that Magsayo used and caught Mata with several times in the fight. But basically, Magsayo was just busier. He was accurate. And he worked the body and the head. A lot of head work, but he also went to the body a lot, where Mata really didn't go to the body at all, except for an occasional punch here and there. So I think Magsayo was just the more complete fighter in there tonight.
Obviously, he was a world champion at 126, now fighting at 130. What do you see as the future for Mark Magsayo?
Well, look, I mean, he looked fresh. He looked strong. He got a little tired in the mid-round there, but that happens. You get your second win. He got a second win. I think he's going to get used to that 130 weight. These guys grow. They get bigger. You don't want to keep them at a weight where they're going to be weak all the time. So you got to move up. He's at 130, and I think he'll do quite well because he's got the experience now. He's been a former champ, and he knows how to fight. He uses all of his abilities with uppercuts, body shots, hooks to the head, great jab, good right hand, and the combinations were really flowing tonight. You got to love the kid.
And this is the kind of fight that you want, especially when you have such a big card to start things off here on the prelims, especially here on Prime. You got an action fight to start things off.
Well, look, I mean, you got to give credit to Mata here because he made the fight competitive. This was no easy fight for Magsayo. He had to really use all of his skills and to overcome Mata, because if Magsayo wasn't the busier guy, and he was busier by 3 to 4 times, this could have been a close fight. But it's incumbent upon Mata to get his act together and start throwing combinations, body shots, and a better variety of punches instead of just waiting for that occasional counter.
The interesting thing when you talk about Mark Magsayo is he became a world champion at 126 by beating Gary Russell Jr., who we will see coming up here a little bit later tonight. And don't forget, folks, you can order the pay-per-view fights here. All you got to do is you'll see a QR code on your screen. You can use your phone, your iPad, and you can order the fights, which will come your way a little bit later tonight. Time now for our second fight here on the prelims here on Prime. For that, let's go back to ringside. Here's Bernardo.
And there you see the very well-dressed David El Rey Picasso stepping into the ring with a nice sombrero. And this is a young man who is on a collision path with Naoya the Monster Inoue. He's got to handle his business tonight against another Japanese fighter in Kiyonosuke Kameda. And for the introductions, Mario Flores is in the center of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action here with the PBC Prime Video Prelims. This bout is promoted by Zamfir Promotions and TGB Promotions. The event sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, The Crown is Yours, and Universal Pictures Nobody 2, only in theaters August 15th. Our 3 judges ringside are Eric Cheek, Lisa Giampa, and Chris McGlory. The referee in charge of the action is Mark Nelson. And now Premier Boxing Champions present 10 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. Introducing first in the red corner wearing the gray and white trunks, he weighed in at 126 pounds. With the record standing 15 wins, 9 by knockout, opposite of 4 defeats and 2 draws. Representing Osaka, Japan, here is Konosuke Kameda. And now across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the black and gold trunks, he weighed in at 125.8 pounds. With the record standing 31 victories, 17 by knockout, no defeats and 1 draw. Proudly representing Mexico City, Mexico, here is David El Rey Picasso. 2 seconds, please. Gentlemen, you have your...
On his first round knockout prediction from earlier this week, Kameda said, this is my moment to take, and I'm going to steal the show on Saturday and fight for the world title next.
Look, Picasso's very effective with those uppercuts, but Kameda is really digging downstairs.
They're fighting really similar. I'm sorry, they're fighting really similar right now.
And they're countering each other's abilities.
Yes, they are. They're waiting for the right moment. They counter. If you wait too long, I'll go first. It's like they're taking turns.
What about the 24-year-old 31-0-1 fighter from Mexico? His trunks looking like a NASCAR vehicle.
A lot of spots, a lot of money there.
Nice combination, that money player.
Nice fight, Picasso. But no adjustment so far from either fighter. They're both fighting good in the inside. They're clean punches, uppercuts again, really similar. But no one is making this like a clean, clear fight around.
Picasso's trying with those uppercuts, though, especially this round.
And you saw Kameda do those swinging with the arms, and then all of a sudden, boom, a quick uppercut from Picasso. Says, you keep doing that.
I love the poise of Picasso. For such a young fighter, he's got that baby face. He said he's been accused of being a pretty boy who can't fight throughout his entire career, but he stood in there with that backbone and showed his skills. And he's doing that right now against a very game opponent.
Iron and throws from Picasso, but then an overhand right from Kameda. The ebbs and flows of this particular fight makes it extremely fun. But the fun really begins when we move over to pay-per-view this evening, because we will have an impressive rematch. That man, the 6'5.5" towering inferno, Sebastian Fundora, will take on Tim Tszyu. And this is a man who not only has earned the distinction of being called a world champion, but he has been accepted to Harvard's prestigious engineering program just this week. So a renaissance man, if you will.
And the brother, as you see behind him, of Gabriela Fundora, the undisputed women's flyweight champion. Father Freddie Fundora has built a boxing factory there in Coachella, California. And we'll see him tonight try to gain a second victory over Tim Tszyu.
Biggest adjustment that needs to be made in that fight after is what?
For Fundora, no, you got to do the same thing. I liked how he boxed in that fight. He showed everyone that he can box, and he has to keep doing that, and he needs to do that in this fight.
That will be our co-main event once we move over to pay-per-view. We hope you will do the same. Thank you for joining us here on the Amazon Prime portion of our broadcast. Picasso is starting to pick off the shots of Kameda. He's starting to see him a little bit better here in the fifth round.
Yeah, he's starting to pick
On that one.
He's also cutting off the ring. He did a much better job this time around.
Yeah, not letting Kameda off easy like he did in the last couple of rounds. As you pointed out, right now he has Kameda on the corner. But again, you gotta let those hands go, Picasso.
He's an artiste, Abner. He
Yeah,
takes his time.
You do the hard part, which is getting off the ring, put him on the ropes. Just gotta let, there it is, a jab, a simple jab. We'll start everything. And there it is, you got the opportunity for an uppercut body shot, but he took a step back and it's restart for Picasso.
So right hand and the body shot from Picasso. Made with the parting right counter. That's a nice right lead from Picasso. Now he starts to vary his punches. That was a good left hook though from Kameda off the ropes.
But every time we say that, Kameda comes back with that right hand. It's speed.
Every shot from Kameda.
Yeah, Picasso getting his chin checked here. He showed better head movement last round. This time he's willing to stand and trade with Kameda.
Great chops there from Picasso. Great body shots, great combinations landing by him. But again, Kameda came strong, standing his ground. He landing that right hand. He lands it here and there, but it's effective.
Kameda's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, he is.
And he's got that bad boy image that is very warranted. In the 2021 loss to Hiroki Hanabusa, Kameda was docked a point for shoving, which took the fight, which would have been a draw. It took it to a loss. He yelled at the referee afterwards, was suspended by the Japanese commission. He also kicked the seat of an audience member on his way back to the locker room.
Everything you're not allowed to do with Japanese culture, he did in one night.
Oh, you're a bad man. And he is. He's proving that tonight. Not an easy task for Picasso. Definitely.
Body shot from Kameda with the right. Picasso tries to get it back, and Kameda says, come walk through this fire. Oh, that's a quick flurry from Picasso. Every shot landed. Everyone had bad intentions. And then that lead right hand.
And you can sense right now that Kameda's getting tighter. He's opening up the guard a lot more, and those shots are landing a lot cleaner and crispier for Picasso.
If Picasso listened to his corner and he did repeat those punches, I think his consistency would really take him to the next level. You see his efficiency here, landing 6 more punches while throwing the exact amount. That left hook downstairs was effective again for Picasso.
And let's not forget when Kameda got knocked down against Luis Neri, it was a body shot as well. And then the ending, obviously, Neri went for the kill. But it all started with a body shot. Yeah.
Ooh, nice left hook there to start that combination off from Picasso.
It's very good give and take this round.
Oh, but it's mostly Picasso. Definitely painting in Picasso right now in this round.
He used his legs very well there to get out of harm's way.
Kamu kan bisa ikut, bisa ikut. Oke, bisa ikut.
Earlier tonight, I was asking Picasso for more punches, 3-piece combination. Then there it is. Not only 3, you gave him the 4-piece, and he did with that right hand. And here comes more. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful clean shots by Picasso, all landed flush in the face of Kameda. Again, Kameda's energy levels seems to be lowering. So if I'm Picasso, I press even more in this round.
And you go to the body, right?
Yeah, he takes the body and try to finish this as much as you can. By putting that pressure and throwing more shots.
I think these are great learning rounds for Picasso.
Yeah, no question about it. Because when you step up to the big time against the undisputed champion in Inoue, you're going to need every aspect of your game in order to not just survive, but have that potential to thrive. I've seen some power punchers giving away some brief challenges, but
You need to be that complete fighter. You have to be able to go into your bag, as they say. Because what I love about Inoue is the fact that not only is he skilled, not only is he powerful, but he is a fighter who loves to put on a show.
No doubt.
And that's where the opportunity might come for a guy like Picasso. When he gets vulnerable and he tries to put on a show, that's where you strike.
Exactly.
Abner, do you feel like Picasso has the punching power to potentially get a stoppage in this fight? We do know Kameda's consistent reputation of being durable.
Well, he's got decent power. I mean, he's got 31 fights, only 17 knockouts. So the power is decent. Not a one punch I will knock you down, knock you out, but it's constant pressure that he's putting right now, and he can take anyone and break you down. And that's what he's doing right now against Kameda.
Definitely not giving it, not making it easy for Picasso. Using his legs here, makes Picasso work, yeah.
Close round again. There has been some close rounds in this fight, so I can see why the scorecard like that. But Picasso, big inside punches.
They got 3 rounds. It could have gone either way, if not more. So that's why the concern from the father in the corner of David Picasso. Also saying you cannot afford to give this round away, and this is not the response that we anticipated from Picasso.
No, he has not met the pressure of Kameda head on.
These are the moments where you're supposed to prove your mettle, and he has 10 seconds left to do it here in the final round. And tonight's pay-per-view will feature a great fighter from Mexico. His name is Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Our Hall of Fame reporter Jim Gray caught up with him backstage.
Pitbull, you were all set to fight Fierro. He pulls out. What do you know about Salcido, and how difficult of an adjustment is it to fight a guy on 24 hours notice that you don't know?
Acabas de saber que vas a pelear con Salcido después de que acaba de salirse de la función Fierro en un tiempo de 24 horas. ¿Tú qué piensas de tu nuevo oponente al respecto?
Bueno, totalmente salió de la jugada Fierro, entró Salcido y bueno, pudimos estudiar muy poco, pero venimos muy bien preparados para cualquier tipo de pelea y para cualquier rival.
We find out about Fierro in the last minute, but we watching videos about his Salcido's style. It should be no problem. We prepare for anything to come up forward to win this fight.
Are you disappointed because you wanted the rematch?
¿Estás un poquito descontento porque no tuviste la revancha con Fierro?
No, de ninguna manera. Ahora sí que estamos enfocados, somos profesionales nosotros y le hacemos frente a cualquier tipo de peleador.
No, not at all, because we're professionals. We focus on the fight, and that's why we're here to fight, because we prepare ourselves for this kind of fight.
Javier, thank you. Pitbull, thank you. We'll talk to you after the fight.
Thank you.
Pitbull Cruz is the opinion fighter, says, I don't care who you put in front of me, I am going to be me in the ring. Miguel Flores has the official decision from Picasso Kameda.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Lisa Giampa sees the contest 95-95, a draw.
Who is ready? Ryan Custer.
Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, Picasso remains unbeaten. But a masterpiece. But he did paint up a way on how you get a victory. Tell me what you saw out of the youngster.
Well, I like the last 2 scorecards. I think that was reasonable. Look, I told you throughout the fight, Kameda was really tough. He always, the more he got hit, the more he answered back. So he got busy when he was being attacked by Picasso. And we're gonna show a little bit of it. I mean, this is the type of action that was kind of going on through the whole fight here. Kameda took, some hellacious punches in this fight. He could have easily packed it in at a certain point, but he didn't. What he did was he fought harder in the 8th, 9th, and 10th rounds, just like that. See, when he get hit, look, he tried to counter. And, now there he didn't, but right there. So he's going to come back and work you. The more you work him, the more he's going to work you. And that may have been his problem. He should have probably led more in this fight and attacked Picasso a little bit and tried to push him back. Because Picasso was much better when he was coming forward than he was going backwards. So,
And the lesson then you would tell a young Picasso, because it seemed like Kameda came on towards the end.
Yeah,
and you would think that was the time where if you were a youngster like Picasso, you were like, okay, I want you to finish. It's important to finish. So I'd assume that would be the lesson you would tell the youngster.
yeah, look, I mean, sometimes it's hard to get guys out of there. Kameda's a seasoned guy. He's been around. And, he knows how to survive, and then he knows also how to win. So, it's a tough guy to get out there. And of course, Picasso went to school in this fight here. He's going to have to up his game if he wants to get any part of Inoue, So, because that performance right there was good. It was good enough to beat Kameda, but it's going to fall short if he fights Inoue.
It's interesting. You look at the young Picasso, only 24, but now, look, 32 wins. This is a guy who they think has got some talent here, but you're right. When you talk about on the Inoue, like pound for pound, one of the best,
Exactly.
that could be an ugly fight for the guy. I think he needs a little more seasoning.
Yeah, I would believe that he's going to go to work on his power, and he's going to have to up his punch output. And I'm talking about Picasso if he wants to deal with Inoue. He's going to have to bring a lot more to the table. It was a good performance. He's sharp. He's got really nice countering skills. He's very accurate, but it just wasn't enough. And he should have had enough in this fight to take out Kameda.
Now, coming up here, the main event here on our prelims on Prime, you're going to see the return of Gary Russell Jr. Listen, his last fight was 3 years ago in January when he lost to Mark Magsayo. His father was in his corner. His father, Gary Russell Sr., ended up passing away unexpectedly just 4 months later. And now, Gary Russell Jr. makes his return to the ring for the first time without his father in his corner. At one time, this man was the longest reigning WBC champion. He's back after 3 years away. Let's go back to the ring. Here's Bernardo.
Thank you, Brian. He was the longest reigning champion, 6 years, 10 months, but he's fought sporadically from 2015 to 2022. And the last time he fought more than once was in 2014. So we're talking about many, many moons ago. But when he steps into the ring, he is capable of putting on a master class. He'll have to do it against Hugo Castaneda. Go Flores with the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our featured bout for our PBC Prime Video Prelims. This bout is promoted by TGB Promotions. The event sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, The Crown is Yours, and Universal Pictures Nobody 2, only in theaters August 15th. Our three judges ringside for this one are Mike Fitzgerald, Jack Reese, and Steve Weisfeld. The referee in charge of the action is Harvey Dock. And now Premier Boxing Champions presents 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the tiger print trim, he weighed in at 135.8 pounds. With the record that stands, 15 victories, 11 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats and 1 draw. Representing Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, here is Hugo El Tigre Castaneda. And now we introduce his opponent across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks. He's weighed in at 131.6 pounds. His record stands 31 victories, 18 by knockout, opposite of just 2 defeats. Representing Capitol Heights, Maryland, from acclaimed boxing family and longtime former world champion, here is the return of Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
All right, here we go.
Does not fall in love with his power. He knows that his speed is power.
And you can see his brother, the world champ, Gary Antoine Russell Jr., going sick in the crowd there in that replay.
This is the combination that you want to do in a video game. When you play a video game, you're pressing down those buttons for the guy in front of you to throw those punches. And Gary Russell, he does that, man. He's so fast.
Was that an 8-punch combination on that second knockdown?
Another nice straight left from Gary Russell Jr. You see how effective he's been, connecting on 43 power punches through 3 rounds compared to just 10 for Castaneda. Like, he was outclassed against DJ Zamora, a younger fighter, undefeated in his last fight on April 5th. This is a different level, and Gary Russell Jr. proving that, you know what, his power is carrying to the lightweight division.
He definitely is. I mean, and again, his power is the speed, yes, the accuracy, the way he sets up his punches.
Short, that counter right hand.
Look at that flurry of shots. Gary Russell Jr. Will Manny Pacquiao be able to turn back the clock as Gary Russell Jr. has been doing here in our final fight of this undercard?
That's a perfect example right here, Gary Russell, that, you know, it's just the number 37. He's been out for 3 years, and yet he's showing the accuracy, he's showing the power, he's showing the speed. Would Manny Pacquiao be able to do that tonight? We'll find out.
Well, he's also back to showing those bad intentions after it looked like he was not carrying, but allowing Castaneda to survive at the end of last round. He's come out with a new attitude here in round 3.
I still feel that he's working on things right there, like, you know, putting up his hands, the defense. This is a type of fighter that you can do all that. Castaneda.
Confidence building fight for Gary Russell Jr. So far, that left shoulder is looking, if not 100%, pretty explosive. Nice counter, left and then the right over the ear of Castaneda, who plays a rabbit punch. Just lightning quick counters. Castaneda's not the quickest guy, let's just put it out there, but still. Russell seeing the shot and landing the shots like he does there.
The Aaron headbutt there.
Oh. Time. No cut. Harvey Dock. Making sure both guys are okay. Russell wants to tap gloves. Castaneda said, let me tap him on the body instead.
Harvey Dock Long, one of the most respected referees in this game.
There's bad intention right there from Russell. He wanted to make him pay, but didn't get there on time.
Tonight in our co-main event, we will see a rematch. Sebastian Fundora granting Tim Tszyu a rematch after winning the unified super welterweight titles. Our Jim Gray catches up with the champ.
Sebastian, this is what it's all about. It's the belts that you're fighting for, and you bring them with you and you want to take them home.
Absolutely. We trained very hard to become world champion. And now that we are champion now, we plan on being reigning champion as well.
You said silence is violence. Final interview before this fight. On the day of the fight, the hour before the fight, the moments before, does anything change mentally?
No. As soon as we get into Vegas, we clock into work. And that's how the mindset stays the same. Now these final hours going into the ring, this is just the last act of our job.
Said he's going to rush you. Said it's going to be different than the first fight. What are you expecting?
I do expect that. And I expect the best Tim Tszyu for this fight. But just like there's the best Tim Tszyu, there's the best Sebastian Fundora, and we plan to win.
Best of luck, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you so much.
Veritas, it means truth. That's what he has on the front of that sweatshirt. He was just accepted. The world champion has been accepted to Harvard for a 6-year engineering program. A renaissance man, and tonight he defends that belt against the man that he took it from in a bloody fight. Fight of the year candidate for 2024, I believe, and here we are with that rematch tonight. Quick hands, accurate.
The accuracy's there, the timing, the fast jab, taking his time, breaking down the fighter. And he's always been known by that. He's not a fighter. Well, yeah, no, he's a killer. he's a killer. But again, he's carrying Castaneda in this fight. He want to get in those rounds, especially if this is not the only fight you want to do. I'm guessing. I think that Russell wants to get his feet wet. He's got to wet now.
Push there. The look from Castaneda's like, what are you doing?
Get the feel of boxing as line for a world championship fight.
You have to wonder if the phone will start ringing for Gary Russell after a performance like this in a new division.
Another rabbit punches Castaneda. Switch momentarily to the southpaw stance.